their social media posts about the weather, because that is why social media exists. 96.5 KECO in Oak City, Oklahoma. How's that? Anything?
No,
Anything?
I can't hear myself or you in my headset. Now, I could hear what I heard going out over the air, but I can't hear myself or you talking in microphones.
So you could hear...
I could hear the
music?
intro. I could hear everything before it, but I can't hear
That's odd.
anything now.
That's okay. You're not missing anything. 6 minutes after 7 o'clock, 96.5 KECO in Oak City, Oklahoma. Hey, and we may be on Facebook. That's awesome. Hey, we may be on the radio too, 96.5, and we may be on the Paragon Communications app. By the way, if you download the Paragon Communications app, you will have access to 3 radio stations, 2 school/sports streaming services, and the Penny News. And the latest Penny News is out, which I picked up on my way to work this morning. And mama, is it a big one, because we have got 4 or 5 or 6 pages worth of, get ready for this, FFA stuff.
Woo!
I mean, I never got the count from Jimmy exactly how many chapters were in the room the last couple of weeks, but it is a bunch. Let me tell you, when you get the latest Penny News, and I recommend it, by the way, when you go get the latest Penny News, on pages 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, all of those pages are dedicated to National FFA Week and the likes of Arapahoe, Butler, FFA. There they are, left to right. Credence Story, Zane Sawatsky, Annabelle Rose, Lily Roush, and Sophia Roush. I bet they're related.
Nathan,
Their pictures are there. Man, we've got so much FFA stuff in this week's Penny News. No kidding. If you've got kids or grandkids that are in these chapters, you're going to want to go get probably multiple copies so you can have them and keep them and save them. And in a digital age, Landry, I'm this way by pictures all the time. We think it's so awesome to take pictures. It's nice to be able to take pictures, but then what do you do with them? However, in the old days when you had a Polaroid or a Kodak and you had to have film developed and you had hard copy of pictures, you could actually put them in scrapbooks and keep them. Well, here's an example of that. We've got hard copy on paper. On paper. We've got these kids' pictures. So if you've got a child or a grandchild or a neighbor who's in FFA, who's an officer in the FFA of one of these area chapters that came on with Jimmy Clark last week, you need to go get not just one, maybe a couple of copies of the Penny News that's out right now, because you're going to want to keep them and maybe give them to somebody. Clinton FFA, Radin FFA, Commute FFA, Merritt FFA, Burns Flatdale City, Elk City, Hollis, Hammond, turn the page, Leedy FFA, Mangum FFA, Sayre, Cheyenne, Sweetwater, Eric, turn the page, and Arapahoe Butler. If you've got children or grandchildren in any of those chapters, if they're officers in those chapters, you need to run out as quick as you can and get not just one, get multiple copies of the Penny News so you can get and keep their pictures. Landry, I estimated that visibility was a block or less this morning on my way to work. It was foggy. How about you for your drive?
that sounds about right. I saw on my phone this morning that last night a fog advisory had been issued.
Well, it's funny. On my way to work this morning, I immediately issued my own fog advisory.
And it's a good thing that I put that high beam on the handlebar of my bicycle, because that is what really helped me navigate to the radio station this morning.
One of my great regrets is of all the bicycles you and I had, I never had a little bell.
Ding, ding.
To ring the ling, ling,
Ding, ding.
ling, ling, ling.
Remember growing up how the girls' bicycles had the long seat?
Yes.
Why did the girls' bicycles have that long seat?
I don't know. Boys and girls, bottoms are the same.
Boy, I got to tell you, as an adult, I struggle to find a bicycle with a seat that is adequate to meet my needs. That is adequately comfortable and comfortably adequate. Finding a bicycle, I rarely use a bicycle, by the way. But when I do, I've noticed It really it could be painful on the old keister. I mean, I'm sorry for being graphic with this language, and I don't want to offend anyone.
Thank you. 10 minutes after 7 o'clock, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. You can text us up at 225 9697. 225 9697. For that is the text line.
What Carradine brother was that? Speaking just now.
Niles. Remember the twins, Niles and Giles Carradine?
It wasn't Joaquin Carradine.
From the text line, good morning, you two foggy bottom boys. Let's get this party started. I am a man of constant sorrow. Speaking of that movie and the late, great Robert Duvall, I saw an interview with him recently. It wasn't a recent interview. It was quite an old interview.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert Duvall, in all of his movies, he did play some Southerners. Like, if you ever saw the movie The Apostle, he played a Southern holiness preacher.
He just seems like a guy who is from this part of the world.
But he's not. He's from Southern California. But he had a great, he had an affection for the South, or he had an affection for common people. But also, according to that interview, he did not like the way Hollywood usually portrayed Southerners and country people. And he pointed out that movie. He didn't like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Really?
He said the music was fantastic, but he said the characters, he did not like the characters because he thought it trivialized and oversimplified Southerners and made them into the caricatures that Hollywood tends to make. And I've noticed this, I mean, even recent TV shows. When people are supposed to be from Texas or supposed to be, first of all Southerners, according to Hollywood, sound the same, first of all. I mean, people from South Carolina and Texas sound exactly alike, according to Hollywood. They don't, okay? Dialects are different. Accents are a little different. People from Mississippi sound different than people from Oklahoma. People from Texas sound different than people from Georgia. They just do. But I have noticed that episode of Callisto in Bull, remember that, Landry?
Yeah.
Okay, it was set in Texas, this fake Texas town called Callisto. You remember how they were portrayed, the people there?
Oh, everybody.
It's just this simplistic
hillbilly
portray, and they didn't sound like people from Texas.
Nathan, a Tommy Lee Jones interview that you and I have both seen, he said the same thing. Now, Tommy Lee Jones is from San Saba, Texas. And he sounds like he's from Texas, too, by the way.
He does.
And I appreciate that. And he was being asked about portraying people from the South in general. Of course, he played Doolittle Lynn and Coal Miner's Daughter. Tommy Lee Jones said that I'm trying to remember how he put it, he took pride in accurately portraying, he said, my people. Talking about just people from the South in general, because he said he believed Hollywood caricaturized Southerners. And he specifically pointed out the Beverly Hillbillies and Ma and Pa Kettle. Now, I have experience watching the Beverly Hillbillies. I do not have experience watching Ma and Pa Kettle. But he indicated he thought Hollywood simplified, caricaturized people from the South as being simple hillbillies, and he tried to accurately portray, and I think the way he put it was my people. And I really appreciate that, that he wanted to do it accurately, and I like that he called Southerners my people. So good for Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him. After hearing their message for a while, okay, there was a guy right here in western Oklahoma who'd heard from a company for quite a while and never did anything because he thought it was going to be a big hassle to do it. Well, finally he decided, you know what, I'll call him and have him bring me some oil and some antifreeze in these massive containers. And the very next day they were on his place, and he was shocked at how quickly they got there. And he said, boy, if I'd have known it was going to be this easy, I'd have called Camrock a lot sooner. They do make it easy. Camrock Supply, next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City, the website camrocksupply.com. They also do cylinder repair, by the way. And hopefully I'm going to have more information about that for you very soon. We're sitting at about 15 minutes after 7. Very foggy outside. Fog advisory. Be careful. Fog advisory. I drove to work, a little over an hour ago. Got here a little over an hour ago, and it was quite foggy, okay? It was quite, I would ballpark, an hour ago, I would ballpark visibility at a block or less. And it was dark. The sun's attempting to come up now, but it's foggy out there in many parts of our listening area. Please be very careful. There's a chance of weather today. In fact, the forecast calls for showers likely, possible thunderstorm after 3. Otherwise, it's going to be cloudy today. Fog this morning, cloudy all day. This afternoon and tonight, we're going to end up with a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Now, to their credit, weather.gov isn't trying to scare us. To their credit, I think, they say we've got a chance of a shower and thunderstorms after 3 o'clock. And that's about it. Tonight, 70% chance of rain. Tomorrow morning, 20% chance. But for the last several days, and again, I don't know. We want weather forecasting. We want severe weather coverage. We want to be safe. Everybody wants to be safe. I do. You do. I want you to be safe, and I want you to want me to be safe. I just continue to wonder if the weather people, and I know they're just responding to what people want. It's just that the coverage is so prevalent, and they're trying to get so specific with the time of day when storms are going to get here.
I like that, by the way.
And the severity of the storms. What's wrong? Are you okay?
I think I can hear myself a little bit now.
Well, just turn it.
I'm turning it up.
Maybe.
Okay, but that's okay. Okay, that's better. I can hear myself, but I have to turn it way.
Oh man! Come on, Landry.
Under normal circumstances,
we expect more from you.
Ears would be bleeding. Hey, okay, I can hear myself now.
Jiminy
that's
Christmas.
exciting. That's why I sent a text and then I deleted it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I figured it out. I'm on my own. I was guilty. You know what I was just guilty of? I was just guilty of
jumping the gun,
wanting somebody else to fix a problem before I had even looked into it myself. Now, granted, I don't know anything about anything, and that's why I just usually assume I can't figure anything out.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me apologize to everybody for what just happened.
Landry, did you know Lou Holtz died?
You know, I'm both surprised and not, because either I didn't or I did know.
He was 89 years old. I saw a story a couple of weeks ago that he may have been on hospice care.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Maybe I thought he had died, but really he was just not doing well.
I don't know much about his past. I know he coached football at Arkansas, and then he coached at Notre Dame, and then South Carolina. I don't know where he was from originally. He looked like a leprechaun. I mean, he looked like he belonged at Notre Dame because he was only about 4'7" and weighed 90 pounds.
He became a motivational speaker, I think.
I heard him speak once.
And I've heard him speak too, and he was very good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was very good. And he must have been a pretty good football coach. Did he win a national championship at Notre Dame?
1988. Holtz led the Fighting Irish to a national championship as they went a perfect 12-0. He was there when with that whole Notre Dame versus Miami, with that business was flying high, and Netflix. Well, it was a 30 for 30, Catholics versus convicts. and the whole deal. Remember that?
Could they get away with that?
They did. I mean, they did.
That was funny. Catholics versus convicts.
Yeah, that was what it was called.
Ouch.
That's what it's called. I'm just reporting.
How could ESPN get away with that?
I report, you decide. Which part, the Catholics or the convicts?
Well, I would think the convict part would be the more offensive.
Well, I don't know. They did.
Was the Miami team just full of ne'er-do-wells?
96.5 KECO. Chopper Dave says, here we go. He was born in West Virginia, coached at William and Mary, Arkansas, Minnesota, Notre Dame, and Southwest Carolina.
So he followed James Madison at William and Mary, who had coached there. He followed Houston Nutt at Arkansas. He followed Bud Wilkinson at Minnesota, and he followed himself at Notre Dame. And then Steve Spurrier. Did Steve Spurrier replace Lou Holtz? At South Carolina?
Was Holt still there?
Or were there coaches in between?
No, I don't know. The fact is, I have no idea what I'm talking about now.
Too many
Chopper
Marys.
Dave says he wasn't too successful at William and Mary coaching because they had too many Marys and not enough Williams on the football team.
That's pretty good, Chopper Dave.
On the football team.
That was pretty good, Chopper Dave.
20 minutes after the hour, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. So fog around this morning. Please be very careful. We could have some severe weather, but you know what? Landry, I've been around a day or two. And here's what I've found out by living here for almost half a century.
Mm-hmm.
This time of year, we tend to get thunderstorms, which can become, quote, severe. And sometimes those severe thunderstorms produce hail, and sometimes been known to produce tornadoes. It happens. Fortunately, it usually doesn't, but sometimes it does. And we always have to be aware of that. So just be aware. Stay tuned. That's what you got to do. Pay attention. Stay tuned. So you can stay safe. Get your plan ready now. This is a good bit of advice, I think. Decide now what you would do if a tornado siren went off. Don't wait. Don't go on about your life as though it will never happen. And then when it does happen, wet your pants and freak out. Decide now what you would do if the tornado siren went off. Where will you be at 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight? What will you do? Where will you go if tornado siren sound? Just make a plan now, right? 22 minutes after the hour, maybe talking about Buck coming up. I ran across some information yesterday that I found quite interesting. You may have never heard this name, Don Rich. I'd heard the name before. I knew a little bit about who he was. I didn't know a lot, but I read something yesterday that taught me something. Also, that information about Darren Norwood, that just floored me. Remember me sending you the information about that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Did it floor you, Landry?
I was surprised.
He was living in Hereford, Texas. He's one of those way below the radar guys that barely
below the radar.
Barely did he chart with anything that you know of? He had videos and he was trying to get started, Landry. I remember that. He had videos and was trying to get started. Back in about 95 when everybody wanted to be a country singer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out, in 2015 he died. So 11 years ago. Didn't know. Odd how that happens. One of our listeners said, did you guys hear that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, entered the transfer portal? That's according to one of our listeners.
I heard from a reliable source that Lane Kiffin was headed to Iran to be the next Ayatollah.
The caffeinated conversation continues on the early morning show right after this.
They're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes them money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oil field or agriculture. So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. You're a oil field customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. If we're competitive on price, we say we'll bring it to you, we'll do whatever it takes to get it to you, make life easier on you, or you can call us to solve a problem. Hey, can you get this? Why wouldn't you? American Hose and Supply, 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
49 years in a row. That's how long you said F-Series is your favorite pickup. 49 years in a row. That's how long you bought more F-Series pickups than any other on the market. For the look, for the performance, for the durability. We're celebrating Truck Month at Barbara Dyson Ford with the lowest interest rates and the largest rebates of the year on all F-Series pickups. We're pulling out all stops, marching towards half a century of dominance. Barbara Dyson Ford, Oak City, online at barbadysonford.net.
We have a lot of patients that love that we kind of like to have fun.
I like to hear us singing together in the operatory, humming along. If you would like a serenade while you're getting treatment, we're your girls. But if you also want us to shut up, we will.
it's not so nerve-wracking for a lot of people.
We have a good time with our patients. Try to help put patients at ease, kind of distract on the fact that we're working in their mouth. We like to have a good day, and when you're around that type of atmosphere, usually it's kind of contagious. Others have a good time. When you're having a good time, others have a good time too.
I'm Dr. Jamie Cameron, Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford, catty corner to Walgreens. swdentalok.com. We're also on Facebook.
Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics, where we treat you like family and do life-changing dentistry.
This season was challenging. Cotton prices were down, and we all felt the pressure. That's when it really matters who's handling your cotton. Carson County Gin knows the LDP program inside and out. They understood the timing, locked in the rates at the right moments, and made sure we captured the most money possible back through the LDP program. They pushed the right channels, stayed on top of the paperwork, and made sure our proceeds and LDP payments were done right. In tough years like this one, that makes a real difference. That extra money matters to our operation, and I know we're not just another load of cotton. They treat us like a priority. The gym processed our LDP payment within days, and when it was ready, they didn't mail it, they hand-delivered a check to us. When every cent counts, don't put your livelihood where you're just a number. Put it where experience works for you. Carson County Gin, just west of Pampa. Managed right and taken care of.
I just checked, and it's still foggy. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. Nathan Landry and you. It's about 46 degrees, foggy, 99% humidity out there, which is great. Maybe the ground can soak up some of this humidity. We'll take all that we can get. Yeah, we've got a chance of rain this afternoon, much better chance this evening and tonight, lingering until tomorrow morning, and then it clears out. Now, remember back on Monday? Remember over last weekend, they were showing us about 5 days in a row with the chance of rain?
Yep.
And now that's been diminished to today and tonight and tomorrow morning, and that's it. Tomorrow's just going to clear out. We got a 20% chance of rain tomorrow morning, but it's going to become mostly sunny with a high of about 78. And then Saturday, cooler, 58, but still sunny. Sunday, 67. Monday, 78. And according to this information, which is probably wildly inaccurate because we're still 4 or 5 days away, but Landry, Monday night, 50% chance of rain. Tuesday, 60% chance. So we'll have to wait and see about that. But looks like our best chance of rain is coming up this evening. Your weather breakdown coming up in a few more minutes. 96.5 KECO. You, my friends, have said with your wallet that the F-Series pickup is your favorite pickup for the last 49 years. I mean, every year for 49 years, Americans have bought more F-Series pickups than any other pickup. You love it. You love the way it looks. You love the way it performs. You love the way it lasts. Barbara Dyson Ford in Elk City is celebrating Truck Month right now by raising rebates, lowering interest rates to make it easier for you to get into one of those brand new suckers. Barbara Dyson Ford, Truck Month, northeast part of Elk City.
Significant isolated, Nathan. Significant isolated. Of course, you know who that guy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Extreme. He was the extreme.
How long have we been in the age of hype? How long have we been in the age of hype? When you make your living doing a thing, you constantly hype that thing. That's the deal. When you make your money with a thing, you constantly hype the thing. Brother, if Herschel Hooper taught us anything, it was that. It was absolutely that.
Nathan, you just never know who's listening and who's enjoying the show for 20 years or less. Or more.
Years.
And we haven't even been on longer than 20 years, and yet people have been enjoying the show for longer than 20 years.
For longer?
But it's very satisfying. Nathan, did you know Mr. Rogers' middle name? I recently learned something very interesting, and if I had my Mr. Rogers music handy, I would play it. Fred Rogers was the star of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood that everybody grew up watching on PBS.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. He'd come in singing that song. He'd go to the closet, grab his, it wasn't a quarter zip. It was a sweater that it was a full zip. It was a 100% zip. He'd take off his suit coat, put on his sweater vest, his zip-up sweater. He would take off his dress shoes and put on his house shoes, singing that song. And he would punch that trolley button, and it would go into the land of make-believe. You remember one of the characters? Remember the mailman? You remember his name? On Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Does anybody remember the mailman? 225-9697. Do you remember the name of the mailman on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? That's a relevant question, Nathan. Tell the truth. How many of you are flashing back to 1975 or 1985 right now?
A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood.
What was it about the show? The kids just love. I don't know, but it is hypnotic.
I have always wanted.
I don't know if kids today would like it because it's not a 7-second TikTok video. There's no Taylor Swift or K-pop Demon Hunter music. Hey, Chopper Dave knows the answer to the question. Who was the mailman on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? And by the way, didn't he voice all of the characters? Not the mailman. Or the chef. Remember the chef's name? Yeah, I will in 30 seconds. Please won't you be my neighbor? Did you ever see the movie? I did. Tom Hanks?
Yes.
I did.
I enjoyed the movie.
I thought it was interesting.
Enjoyed it.
Nathan, Fred McFeely Rogers was the creator and host and driving force and life force, frankly, behind Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
That was his middle name.
Fred McFeely Rogers. And Chopper Dave knew the answer to the question. What is that in my ear? Is that Mr. Rogers'
I'm sorry.
Neighborhood? It's a hard job when you're providing the music.
Ling, your phone is linging.
Ling ling. Ling ling. Fred McFeely Rogers. And by the way, according to the AI overview, at his death, his net worth was $3 million. Which is a lot less than many television celebrities. But see, he focused on wholesome, child-centered entertainment. Originally from Pennsylvania, he went to college in Winter Park, Florida. Did he know Gary Summers?
I've always wanted to
live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor.
Hi, neighbor. I'm glad we're
You
together
got any
again.
money? Do you think that character was based on an Elk City, Oklahoma judge, a municipal judge?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Nathan,
Landry, at this point, nothing would surprise me.
Nathan, the mailman on the Mr. Rogers show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, as Chopper Dave himself correctly guessed, Mr.
Oops,
McFeely.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best neighbor any of us has ever had.
Mr. McFeely.
Fred Rogers.
And this is him giving his unforgettable Emmy Award speech in 1997. At least one of our non-Chopper Dave listeners knew the answer. Mr. Freely.
Ace?
It's close.
Ace Freely?
Mr. McFeely, not to be confused with the Andy Griffith Show's Mr. McBeavy.
Oh, no, man.
Mr. McBeavy. No, this was Mr. McFeely, the mailman on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, starring Fred McFeely Rogers. You're on location out in the pasture, stopped dead in your tracks. You broke a hose, busted a hose, messed up a hose, blew a hose. You didn't blow your nose, you blew a hose, okay? And so what you do is you pull your phone out, Go to your contacts, type in American, and there it comes up, the contact for American Hose and Supply. Good thing you had it saved in your contacts. That just made it quicker. And you dialed 303-1123, and they fixed it, and you go back to work. That's how it works. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building. I almost said inside the Fred Steakhouse. It's inside the Camrock building next to Fred Steakhouse, American Hose and Supply.
It was Handyman Negri, but the chef was Chef
Sprocket.
Chef Sprocket.
By the way, I have to agree with Chopper Dave on this. He said that Lady Elaine was kind of creepy. But Daniel, look, the kids today know Daniel Tiger. I knew him, or his father, as Daniel Striped Tiger.
Who was voiced by
Mr. McFeely Rogers.
Fred McFeely Rogers.
Nathan and Landry will keep talking on the early morning show right after this.
Brian Bacca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You don't set an alarm anymore. You get up whenever you feel like it. You get out of bed, drink your coffee, and eat your breakfast in a comfortable, attractive home. Today you might even play 18 holes of golf, or meet some friends for lunch, or take a quick road trip for some shopping. All of those options are on the table. Tomorrow you and your better half will start getting the house ready for the weekend. Your son and daughter-in-law are bringing the grandkids. You've got big plans for those little people. When you retired, you were a little worried about how you'd spend your time. But that's all you were worried about, because month after month, year after year, you had some help working a plan. I'm Brian Bacca with Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton, a block and a half south of Homeland. The website is retirewithbacca.com. If you get ready for them, the golden years can be a time to really live.
When I was a little kid, I didn't realize what this does. It's helping people. It's helping people memorialize their loved ones. When you lose someone, you want to keep their memory alive, and this is a good way of doing it. The monument is really not there for the people that have passed away. It's there for all the generations that come after them to learn a little bit more about their heritage. And yes, in some cases, yes, they want to tell the whole world how wonderful this person was. It thrills us whenever we get the thank you cards back or whatever, however they decide to contact us through emails or text or whatever. It's really heartwarming to know we nailed it. We got it for them. They did it. And we hear a lot of that. The name of our company is Willis Granite Products. And our website is willisgranite.com. I can't think of anything better to help people.
So we had a gentleman that had heard our ad on the radio multiple times and had always wanted to try to do the bulk floods with us, but just thought it would be a big hassle. And he just kept putting it off. And finally we had a salesman go down there and talk to him, and he told us what he needed. We took him a tote of hydraulic oil, tote of motor oil, and a drum of antifreeze. Got it set up for him, and the gentleman said, "That's it, huh?" He goes, "Man, if I'd have known it was this easy, I'd have done this a long time ago." We're kind of like your easy button. We're going to get it done for you, easiest way for you. I guess they think it's difficult, moving in the tanks or totes, whatever you want, getting it set up, getting the hose reels and all that type of stuff set up, pumps. But we do it every day. So, they think it's going to take weeks. But, most times we'll be there that week when they order it, if not, within a couple days. They're very surprised at how fast.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Milk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
He goes, "Man, if I'd have known it was this easy, I'd have done this a long time ago."
I'm reminded of a parable. 39 minutes after 7 o'clock, 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Your forecast brung to you by Carter Electric. Keep the lights turned on. Stay safe. Stay powered up. Generac Generator Dealer, Carter Electric, 225-2447. Here's your forecast. I'm going to update the forecast so I
Did
can...
you say update?
No. Here we go. Showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm after 3 p.m. Otherwise, let's see. Dense fog this morning. Otherwise, cloudy through the day. It's going to be cloudy today. Winds out of the south.
Was that Dennis Miller or was that Dana Carvey as Dennis Miller?
Good time with the funsters here. South winds 5 to 15, gusting to 20 or something. High of 67. Okay, high of 67, which sounds pleasant. But this afternoon and this evening, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. New rainfall amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch. Man, we need rain is what we need. So 60% chance of rain after 3 o'clock. Tonight, 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, cloudy, 56. Tomorrow morning, a lingering 20% chance of rain, but it's going to clear out. Actually become mostly sunny tomorrow, high of 78. So today's high 67, tomorrow's high 78. After 3 o'clock today, we've got a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Then tonight, bump it up to a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms. It could be severe because it's spring, essentially. It's going to be in the 60s, which is warm enough to provide us with severe weather, and it's this time of year, and it's western Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle. So we know this. Just stay alert, okay? We could have severe weather. Just stay alert. Right now on the back porch, it's foggy, 46 degrees, 99% humidity. I'm Nathan.
I'm Landry.
96.5 KECO. Landry, we haven't even talked about basketball yet. State tournament, Class A and B. State tournament, Class A and B. Thursday, March 5th. That's today, right? B1, Hammond Boys versus Binger Oni, 7:30 tonight at the OG&E Coliseum. So that's what we've got today. Class B1, Hammond Boys versus Binger Oni, 7:30 tonight in the OG&E Coliseum. Now, tomorrow in the area tournament, I know this, in the area tournament, Friday, March 6th, that's tomorrow, the Merritt girls play Riverside tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock at Bridge Creek High School. Now, I recall getting a message yesterday or the night before from people talking about Leedy and Friday. And I think playing Dover. I think that was it. But you know what? You try to find, Landry, you try to find the textas, and it's not always easy to find the textas.
Nathan Lou Dort of our beloved Oklahoma City Thunder did something that is refreshing. He was honest, and he said he did something wrong. Are you following the story, Nathan? What happened when the Thunder and the Nuggets played the other night? Nikola Jokic, you know, the Joker. They say he's one of the best in the business. Maybe the best in the NBA, who knows? Well, Lou Dort, what did he do? Tripped him or hip-checked him or something.
Stuck his leg out.
Yeah, and then that was a foul, and then it caused a fight, and one of the Jalen Williamses on the team went at it with Jokic, and then both of them got thrown out, and they both went to jail, I think, for it or something. And after, let's see, the Thunder played, was it last night? The Thunder played, and this was this week, by the way. And then last night, the Thunder played the Bulls,
and then Traber called Spinozzi an idiot.
And then, yes, and then after the games, one of the media members asked Lou Dort of the Thunder about that foul against Jokic from the other night. And Lou Dort said, I wanted to find the quote. Okay, here he said, Lou Dort said, "That's a physical game and there's limits to it, and I went over the limit. That was an unnecessary move by me, something I shouldn't have done." That is nice. That is refreshingly honest. A guy said, yeah, I did something I shouldn't have done.
He took responsibility.
Yes, he did. I really like watching Lou Dort play. And not just because he is the Thunder's version of actor Sterling K. Brown. He is an outstanding defensive player. That's his thing. He's a defensive specialist. He always guards the other team's best player, whether he's 3 feet tall or 8 feet tall. And Lou Dort is, he is built like a linebacker. He's a big guy.
Is he the shutdown defender?
He is an absolute shutdown defender, and he is very good at it, and I love watching him play defense. And so he said, yeah, sometimes, he's physical, and you can step over a line, but he said, yes, I did something I shouldn't have done. I did something wrong. He took ownership for it. He took responsibility for it. And I think we need more people like that in the world. And I love watching Lou Dort play basketball. I don't care what you say, Nathan. I love watching Lou Dort play defense. I don't even care if he plays offense. He could stay down on the defense end of the court, for all I care. But I love watching him play defense.
So he plays defense like Kareem played offense?
He plays defense with love and intentionality.
Have you started grilling yet?
My wife has.
Well, Landry, I'm looking at Lumberjack Mesquite Blend, Lumberjack Pecan Blend, Lumberjack Competition Blend grilling pellets. Anybody out there use those grilling pellets? We do. You can get Lumberjack 20% off right now at Atwood's. You can get Pit Boss Competition Blend, 25% off a 40-pound bag. But it's also fire pit season, Landry. This mild weather is good for fire pits. 50-pound bag of firewood bundle, save $2. Or get a 36-inch fire pit ring. A 36-inch fire pit ring, save $15 right now. Which, by the way, these are also great for raised garden beds. Atwood's Ranch and Home Goods, Oak City, Clinton, Woodward, Altus. Have I mentioned that the latest Penny News contains FFA stuff? In case you missed it 30 or 35 or 40 minutes ago when I talked about it. We've got 5 or 6 pages worth of FFA stuff. Because last week was National FFA Week, and Jimmy Clark had a bunch of chapters officers in his studio during the Today in Ag show, and he interviewed them, and when they came in, we took their picture. And all their pictures are in the Penny News that is out right now. I mean, this is a big, big edition of the Penny News. And we've got, here we go. Okay, it starts at page 19 and goes through, no kidding, page 19 through 24. Pages 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 is all this great National FFA Week stuff. We've got officers from Arapahoe Butler pictured. We've got officers from Sweetwater FFA, Eric FFA, Cheyenne, Mangum, Leedy, Sayre FFA. We've got officers from Hammond, Hollis, Elk City FFA. We got Burns Flat, Dill City, and Merritt. We've got Canute, Radin, and Clinton. All these kids' pictures are in this week's Penny News. This probably is I don't say this often, seriously, but this probably is a collector's edition. If you got kids or grandkids that are FFA officers, you're going to want to get probably not just one, you probably want to get 2 or 3 copies of this week's Penny News because there are pictures there. So thanks to Jimmy for having them in and doing a wonderful job interviewing them. Thanks to all the businesses that have helped us bring you this National FFA Week programming and what you'll find in the Penny News this week. Latest Penny News is out. Go grab a copy.
Speaking of Lou Dort and Jokic, Chopper Dave said they actually met at Celebration Station after the game and settled it with a thrilling match of mini golf. Which reminds me, Chopper Dave, if you're listening, you can either confirm or deny this. I think I have a memory from my teenage years of going to Celebration Station with Chopper Dave. Walking in, seeing the price to play mini golf, and leaving.
Was I there too?
You may have been there too.
That sounds right. We argued about it.
Chopper Dave, do you remember this, going to Celebration Station in Oklahoma City? With the idea of playing mini golf, seeing how much it was going to cost to play, and we left.
Landry, we were frugal shoppers. It's because we were so used to paying $1 or $1.50 at the Elk City Miniature Golf Course, and we got up there, it was like $5, $6, $8 to play mini golf. We said, no, not going to do that. We walked out.
Yeah.
You got it, Landry. Here's what I've learned in big-time business.
Right.
You can't be afraid to walk away from a deal. If it's not right, walk away.
Is that what you learned from the art of the deal, or that FBI guy who taught the master class about negotiating?
Chris Voss?
Is that him?
That's the guy. I think that's the guy you're talking about.
Winklevoss? Van Noss?
Who's Winklevoss?
That was a character in Social Network. One of Zuckerberg's.
Yes. Okay.
In fact, one of the twins, right? The Winklevi twins,
but
as someone called them.
Not Todd Van Winkle, also known as Vanilla Ice.
Dun 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 dun. Pressure.
Ice, baby.
Oh, I thought not pressure.
Add to the list, Leedy Boys play Dover at noon on Friday. Leedy Boys play Dover at noon Friday at the OG&E Coliseum. We'll have that Paragon TV. And Cool 94.3. There you go.
Nathan Chopper Dave said that may have happened.
11 minutes away from the top, 96.5. KECO is the early morning show. We're sitting at about 46 degrees, 99% humidity. It's foggy right now this afternoon. After 3 o'clock, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, 70% chance, could be severe because we're going to get up into the 60s. It's March. It's western Oklahoma. We got to get ready for it. We got 3 months of this. We got about 3 months of this. Anytime a thunderstorm rolls through, especially this time of year, could be severe. So be alert for it just in case things get ugly.
Gonna put me
in the movie. Later, we're going to talk about Buck and Roy. No, we're going to talk about Buck and Don on the other side. Jared News, get in here, son.
Good everyone. This is the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha. Southwestern Oklahoma State University will celebrate a major milestone this Friday, marking 125 years of Bulldog history. For more than a century, SWAZU has brought together tradition, innovation, and school pride to shape generations of students, faculty, staff, and alumni. University leaders say the anniversary is a chance to reflect on that history while celebrating the people who continue to make the institution strong today. The campus community is invited to a birthday celebration from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cake and party favors will be provided, with cake served under the clock tower outside the Student Union. At noon, a commemorative community photo will be taken at the Bulldog statue near the Al Harris Library and Student Union. Students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends of SWAZU are encouraged to attend and be part of this historic photo. Throughout the day, a happy 125th birthday SWAZU yard sign will also be placed outside the John Hayes Administration Building for additional photo opportunities. University officials say the celebration honors 125 years of learning, service, leadership, and community while looking ahead to the future of Bulldog Nation. Oak City alumni are also being asked to mark their calendars for a long-time summer tradition. The tri-annual Elk City School Reunion is scheduled for Friday, July 31st and Saturday, August 1st at the Elk City Convention Center. The event welcomes anyone who graduated from or attended Elk City schools through the year 2006. Activities will take place both evenings from 7 to 11 p.m. and will include a catered meal. Organizers say the weekend will offer plenty of time to reconnect with classmates and celebrate Elk City's school pride. A reception honoring former teachers is planned for that Friday night, giving alumni an opportunity to visit with educators who influenced their school years. On Saturday morning, a golf tournament will add a little friendly competition to the weekend. The reunion committee is working to update alumni contact information for all classes through 2006. Anyone with mailing address updates is asked to share that information. Updates may be sent to Linda Cook at 580-799-0432, Basil Weatherly at 580-821-2795, or by email to echsalumni@outlook.com. Organizers encourage alumni to spread the word and help make this year's reunion one to remember. These stories and more on our Facebook page and website. Right now, cloudy and 51. This has been the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha.
This season was challenging. Cotton prices were down, and we all felt the pressure. That's when it really matters who's handling your cotton. Carson County Gin knows the LDP program inside and out. They understood the timing, locked in the rates at the right moments, and made sure we captured the most money possible back through the LDP program. They pushed the right channels, stayed on top of the paperwork, and made sure our proceeds and LDP payments were done right. In tough years like this one, that makes a real difference. That extra money matters to our operation, and I know we're not just another load of cotton. They treat us like a priority. The gym processed our LDP payment within days, and when it was ready, they didn't mail it, they hand-delivered a check to us. When every cent counts, don't put your livelihood where you're just a number. Put it where experience works for you. Carson County Gin, just west of Pampa. Managed right and taken care of.
Anything going on in the courtroom? Super funny. 7 away from the top, 96.5 KECO, the early morning show. Nathan, Landry, and you. 46 degrees, fog around, 99% humidity. Late this afternoon, 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight, 70% chance, yeah, it could be severe. You get out of bed whenever you feel like it. 6 a.m., 8 a.m., whenever you want to get out of bed. And then throughout the day, you do exactly what you want to do. You might take a day trip with your spouse. You might play golf. You might go hunting. You might watch TV all day. Whatever you want to do. The golden years can be a time to really live. I mean, really enjoy yourself. That can be the payoff for 40 years. 40 for 40. 40 years of working 40 hours a week. But you got to get ready for it. Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton. The website is retirewithbaca.com. 96.5 KECO, and there you go. Landry, Nathan, did you know that name before I sent you that thing yesterday?
I think I did. I think.
Well,
it sounded awfully familiar.
There we go. All right, let me play this to set it up. Let me just play this.
I love the setup.
So people know what it is we are talking unto, okay? You ready? Yeah.
This is Buck. You got to do this one, man. You got to do this one. What are they going to do when they retire?
They're gonna put me in the movies. Well, now they're gonna make a big star out of me. And we'll make a scene about a man that's sad and lonely. That's me. And all I gotta do is act naturally.
Here we go. Listen to this.
Well, I'll bet you I'm gonna be a big star. I might win an Oscar. You can't never tell. The movies are gonna make me a big star, 'cause I can play the part so well.
That is Buck Owens and a song called Act Naturally from about 1963. And that voice you heard doing that high harmony, that was the voice of a gentleman named Don Rich. He was Buck Owens' band leader, great guitar player, and a backup singer. Now, I'd heard that name before. I'd seen him. I'd heard him. I mean, he could pick, and he could do that harmony, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that high
Yeah.
harmony, really good. A distinct sound. Buck Owens had a distinct sound. It came to be called the Bakersfield sound, which later on Dwight Yoakam was a big fan of and even participated in. But that high singing guy, Don Rich, the band leader for Buck, he's the one who talked Buck Owens into doing this song. Who wrote it or who was going to do it? Let me find it. I can't find it. I don't see it. Buck wasn't a huge fan of the song early, and Don Rich said, no, you got to do this. This is a really good song. It's going to be a massive hit for you. And so they did it. Well, Don Rich was born August 15, 1941. So he was born all of about 2 months after our dad. He was born 2 months after our father, and he was born 13 days after my father-in-law in Olympia, Washington. Started playing a tiny fiddle that his dad made for him. Grew up in a log-style home where music was always around. At an early age, Don Rich was performing talent contests and other events. Picked up a guitar, but fiddle was his primary instrument. He was a fiddle player, too. I guess you didn't know it. He was a fiddle player, too. And it was in the capacity of fiddle player that Buck Owens eventually hired Don Rich when Don Rich was 19 years old. He even opened for Elvis in Tacoma, Washington when he was only 16. It happened to be that native Texan Buck Owens was working in Tacoma at the radio station KAYE. How about that? Buck Owens working at a radio station in Tacoma, Washington, when he caught wind of Don Rich and his fiddle talents, knew he wanted him for his band. They started playing together. And when Buck's song Under Your Spell Again hit number 4 on the country charts, his career started heating up, and he was called to Bakersfield to record some more. Buck wanted Don to come with him, but Rich chose to attend college. That lasted about a year before he got back into music with Buck in Bakersfield. Don Rich was part of some very important moments that led to Buck's sound and success. And so when you hear all those Buck Owens hits from the 60s and that high harmony, that's Don Rich. And I didn't realize this, but on July 17, 1974, Don Rich was killed in a motorcycle accident. He was only, I think, 39 years old.
I thought it was 32.
Oh, was it 32? Am I misremembering? He was only in, 41 to 74. That's right. You're right. He hadn't even hit his 33rd birthday yet. Super young when he died. He was on a motorcycle in California. It said where he was, but anyway, he was in California on a motorcycle and had an accident and was pronounced dead at the hospital at St. Louis Obispo. I'd heard the name Don Rich for 30 years. And of course, I've literally heard him sing with Buck. And I've seen him on videos like I was just watching, where he's dressed in one of those nudie suits that Buck and the Buckaroos like to wear. I didn't realize he was so young, first of all. I didn't realize he was a fiddle player. I didn't realize he started with Buck when he was so young. That song, Act Naturally, that we heard, the Beatles, the pop group The Beatles, loved that song when they heard Buck doing it. And I knew the Beatles did like country music. And they liked Buck, and they liked that song. And they recorded it. And Landry, fast forward to the late 80s, Buck Owens re-recorded that song with Ringo Starr. They did a duet.
I remember the video. Watching that.
What an odd pairing.
I know.
Buck Owens and Ringo Starr in the late 80s recut Act Naturally.
Have you ever heard the Beatles version? I don't know that I have. I've heard the Ringo and Buck version, but I don't know that I've heard the Beatles version.
Fox News Exploring Energy Tradio at 10 today and Ag at noon. Backroads at 3. Country music all day and local award-winning news and sports. Coming up on 96.5 FM, KECO in Elk City. Stay tuned for more. We got you. And stay aware of severe weather. We could have severe weather tonight, so just be careful and be aware. And remember, at KECO Radio, we love you. We really, really do.
There's a good mix of music.
Really good music.
Let's go. Let's go! This is KECO Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Iran launched a new wave of attacks at Israel, American bases, and countries around the region, threatening that the U.S. would bitterly regret torpedoing an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean.
That is the first such attack since World War II. Iran's Navy is all but wiped out, according to Pentagon leaders, and the